Is it time for StoryMakers? You know, there is nothing like getting lost in a good book, and I am lost in Library Girl. We're going to be speaking with the author, Polly Horvath. Welcome, Polly.
Hi, happy to be here, Rocco.
I know what happens in the book, but our viewers don't. So, Polly, can you tell us a little bit about the story?
Well, Library Girl is the story of Essie, who as a baby is left on a shelf in the children's room of the Huffington, Indiana Public Library. There, she is found by 4 librarians who've always wanted a baby. They take her to the back office, and when, by the end of the day, no one has come to claim her, they decide impulsively to just keep her. And they raise her in secret in the library until she turns 11, when they decide she must discover the outside world. So they give her an allowance and they send her out to downtown Huffington, where her life takes an unexpected turn. This is a story about families and books and libraries, and how all our stories are individual, unique, and important. It's also a story with a lot of twists and turns, secrets and surprises, and because of those secrets and surprises, I'm not going to reveal the rest of the plot, but will say to you, as we used to when we did our 5th grade book reports, if you want to know what happens next, you'll have to read the book.
Libraries. We love libraries here at KidLit TV. Do you love libraries?
Well, when I was a little girl, my mother said that you can never be poor as long as you have a library card. I loved reading and writing and make-believe, and one of the things I loved making believe was that I was different characters, and I gave these different characters different names. Then I had the brilliant idea of getting each of these characters her own library card. One of the characters I made up was Moira Egan Ferguson, and this is her library card. As you can see, it was issued by the Kalamazoo Public Library, which was my library when I was growing up. And it's the library that I based the Huffington, Indiana Public Library in Library Girl on.
Polly, you may not know this, but I'm planning a road trip, a KidLit road trip, and I'm going to put the Kalamazoo Library on a list of places to go, because isn't there a mummy there?
You're right, there is a mummy, but it's in the museum over the Kalamazoo Public Library. It was there when I was a little girl, and it's still there to this day, but the mummy in Library Girl has a secret.
Essie has lots of adventures. For example, what did she do with her allowance?
Well, she had to make choices. Did she want to buy bubble bath or an ice cream cone, or do as I used to do, buy a 4-foot-long licorice whip, bring it home with my new library book, and try to eat it 4 bites per chapter?
I snack on blueberries when I read a book.
I think there should be an official guide for what to eat with what book. For instance, for my book, Everything on a Waffle, I would pair it with
corn on the cob.
Exactly.
And then there's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The food pairing is almost too obvious.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Of course.
And with Blueberries for Sal, you would eat?
Peanuts.
Oh, now you're just being silly. Blueberries, of course.
Oh, okay. Blueberries. I love blueberries. And I happen to have a bowl of blueberries because I was reading Library Girl and eating blueberries.
Oh, I think that's the perfect thing to eat while you're reading Library Girl.
Oh, well, thanks for giving me permission to have some. Essie isn't a common name. How did she get the name Essie?
From a book in the library, of course. The librarians wanted to give her a literary name, and they chose Esmeralda, who's a character in The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and they shortened it to Essie.
As we mentioned, Essie grew up in a library, a fun place to grow up. But if you had to choose a place other than a library to grow up, where would that be? And what would your name be? I know exactly. It would be a deli, and my name would be Pepperoni, and people would come around and say, "Hey, Pepperoni, you're full of baloney."
I'd like to grow up in a garden where my name could be Rose, or in a bakery where I could call myself Cupcake.
That's a tasty name. Polly, you and I came up with some great ideas. Viewers, share your ideas with us in the comments section below. Polly, it was such a good time having you as our guest here today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Rocco. It's been a delight. And might I add, for those of you out there who don't have a library card, march yourself down to your local public library and get one. They're free. And while you're at it, get yourself something fabulously delicious to eat with your new library book. Don't get sticky fingers on the pages, and more I cannot wish you. Ta-ta!
Remember, until next time, read a book in any format.